Hi guys and welcome to Razon.com. This is Mohit Soni. What you're looking at is the all-important product from Mahindra, the Mahindra XUV 700 in a brand new limited edition avatar that we're out driving surprisingly because there are no mechanical changes as such, but there are certain changes to the interior and exterior which would be great to be tested on the road while driving as well. So we're glad that we're getting to drive one of the limited edition cars, and this is, let's say, Mahindra's dark edition, because everybody is coming out with black colored cars, and something that was not considered great in the Indian market, but suddenly out of nowhere they're gaining popularity at the same time because of traditional reasons and superstitious reasons. People did not buy black cars, and also practical reasons as well, because the black color needs a lot of maintenance. But now with a whole host of paint protection things that are on offer, it becomes easier to maintain these cars. And I think that is also one of the reasons why the black cars are coming back to the Indian market. This is what Mahindra calls the Napoli Black, and as you can see, this car looks fantastic in black. I think this is how it was meant to be in the first few days, because I'll tell you why. When we saw the spy shots of this car, when just before it was arriving, one of the test cars was almost entirely black, and with certain camouflage there and not there, and that made us realize that this might be a color palette when it will be launched. But I guess it was reserved for now, or maybe it wasn't a decision that was taken for a later stage, or it was delayed, or whatever the reason. The black color XUV 700 made a lot of sense in short, and we're happy to see that is here. This Napoli Black is actually quite dark, and you can't mistake it for blue in any sort of shadow or light conditions, and as you can see, it looks fantastic. Of course, you still have the chrome badges here as well. We are driving the top of the line AXL variant, which has features also added to this car as well. The alloy wheels are black, but again the Mahindra logo is in chrome, and at the front as well, the grille has been blackened out. The headlamps still remain the same, and the chrome badge of the Mahindra also remains here. So pretty nice black color indeed. There's no dual tone shade here as well, but a dual tone effect sort of steps in when you see the fact that the seats here are almost white in color, and the power adjustment is here. This has been blackened out. Manual adjustment for the lumbar is here, and ventilated seats are also here. But surprise, surprise, the buttons are not on the seat, not on the dashboard, or not on the center console as well. They are quite inside the car. So let's get inside there, and as you can see, these are the ventilated seats for the front two passengers. It's not available for the rear as well, like the Tata Safari, which is its key rival. Wireless charger is here, space to keep your phone is here, charging points are here. This dial can be used to navigate all these, or it can turn into a volume dial as well at a touch of a button. I won't be discussing a lot of details, because the full review has been live for quite some time, and so that's that. Dual zone climate control is here. This is the button for the reversing camera, screensaver, passenger and side airbags. ADAS features are here. Cruise control is here. Adaptive cruise control is here. It's got the same instrument cluster, the same slow but very highly informative instrument cluster with all the details can be seen here. ADAS can be largely be checked and adjusted from the settings button, surprisingly, and it's not in the driver assist section. So something that is I found very weird since day one, and now when I was acquainted to it almost after 1.5 years, again I really forgot where that was. So usually you don't want to check the settings to check ADAS when there is a separate ADAS function added. You've got tire temperature warning, tire TPMS is on offer, and navigation is on offer from My India. Fuel info is different, drive info is different, and of course vehicle info is different. So that's where you see the TPMS, tire temperature, power and torque being used, and all of that. So that's pretty brilliant. Ventilated seats, they seem to be working just about okay, not the really best performance that I expected this to have. This is of course the Adrenox infotainment system, and needless to say, it works fantastic. You see in our XUV 400, I said that it looks like a small 700. Surprisingly, we are driving 2 weeks later the XUV 700 as well, and this infotainment system is actually brilliant. Let me just put it in a slightly better area to show you the screen better. Yeah, I guess that's should, and that's where you can see the reversing camera's quality also with guidelines on offer. It is actually quite brilliant. The camera quality is quite good, and you can take photos of that as well. The most important part, of course, is this the infotainment, the notification screen is here. You can control a lot of things from here, and if you take it from up down there, you can see all these apps that are on offer with this car. And as always, there's a tons of features that are on offer. Connected car technology is here. Critical apps are on offer. My SUV info is on offer, which will show you all these things about the car, and that it's surprisingly somebody's named this car XUV 500 for some reason, which is weird, but the model here says XUV 700. Weird, absolutely weird. I think that's just one of the Mahindra's own cars. I think that's the reason why this is the problem. It's not really a problem also per se, but that's the center console. You can see it is quite big. You can add the stuff here. This is cooled as well, so you can control the air from here, and quality continues to be good. The screen and everything looks brilliant, and the sound system by Sony is of course quite good. Blackened out features include that. You of course get the full size panoramic sunroof, which you can see entirely lights up the cabin, opens up like this, which it shouldn't. It should just open the sunshade, but nevertheless, that is sort of the boss mode you can use to push the seat and the front, and reveal a lot of leg space at the back. Height adjustable seats, height adjustable seat belts, and the button is here as well. There it is still manual. Glove box, that's about it. Like I told you, good instrument cluster, good infotainment system, good sound system on offer. AC works quite well in these really hot conditions right now, and which is great. Door pads are also good enough by Mahindra standards, because the way they make their SUVs, the door pads are not really accommodating. These are still good enough, but not the very best. That is your automatic start stop, hill descent and traction control on offer. Standard stocks start stop button over there, and yeah, cabin feels nicely built, well put together. Quality is good enough, but I just feel these buttons here are very small, and there's a lot of the screens may look a lot big, but the play area, the touch area is very small, and I think that could be improved as well. It is of course segment best in size and everything, but I think there is still room for for improvement. And yeah, let me just quickly show you what the seat space at the back is like, and fast charging, phone area, AC vents, again blackened out handlebars here. Seat can be adjusted. You've got isofix, one flip, and you can do this. Seats at the back is just about okay. That is the kind of space you get. I'll show you that in a bit from the tailgate point of view. Tailgate continues to be not electric. This is the kind of space you get to keep some stuff, space to sit, which is just about okay for adults as well. AC vents are here. AC vents can be controlled from this knob here, and yeah, you've got your toolkit and everything down here, and the spare wheel of course down there. Still no electronic tailgate. Tailgate is of course, as you remember, fiber, and still it cleared all the tests quite well, and so that is brilliant. So yeah, that is pretty much the car on the inside and outside. That are the changes in this limited edition variant. Let me just drive and tell you what it is like to drive. So guys, we're out driving the Mahindra XUV 700, and what variant are we, or what engine did we end up driving? Well, this is the 2-liter petrol motor that is the most talked about motor in the Mahindra range. Why? Because this makes 200 PS of power and made it to a 6-speed fantastic smooth shifting gearbox. It continues to be the same. So this is the first time we're getting our hands on the BS6 phase 2 version of the petrol motor. Hopefully we will get a chance for the diesel as well. But this is something that hasn't changed much in the way it behaves from, as far as I remember, almost 3 years ago. This engine is very smooth, very refined. There's a bit of noise that comes inside the cabin, but I think that's about okay, because I am talking to you right now and I can hear it because I'm well insulated from the outside in terms of wind and road noise, and there's no system on the car. So what you end up hearing is something that is the initial acceleration. Right now I'm cruising, I can't hear the engine much, and refinement is top notch as well. In terms of performance, absolutely brilliant. 200 PS of power. The moment you floor the throttle, almost immediate downshift, it just gathers pace in 10, 20, 30 kilometers. Just keep on heading up till you reach from like 60 to 160 in a very quick span of time, and you realize how performance oriented this engine is, and at the same time it is refined as well. What it is not, of course, surprisingly, we expected this to be better at Mahindra, but it is still good enough. You get only 500 kilometers of tank range. In the diesel you end up getting almost 800 plus. So touring capabilities are only left to the diesel. The petrol that we are driving, of course, is something that a lot of people in North India are driving as well, and for a reason, because they're scared of the diesel ban, which will never really happen. But what this tells us is that this is, in every aspect, the engine is good, the gearbox is good. The only downside is the single digit fuel efficiency. It can drop down to 7, 8, and the max I've been able to take out is 10 on the instrument cluster right here. 500 kilometers of range in a 70-liter fuel tank, you can make the guesses. It is not that impressive. It's still in single digit, around between 7 to 9. So that is something that Mahindra could work on. Also, because there are no drive modes even now, even with this update, there is no drive modes in the petrol. There are drive modes in the diesel, but not in the petrol, surprisingly. And I think that is also something that Mahindra could work on. And probably the fuel efficiency could become better. Adding on the sport mode make things even much more sportier for the performance oriented guys. But if you drive it very sanely, if you don't drive much and you only use 7-seaters on the weekend and don't commute with it on a daily basis, you'll be absolutely fine with this. Not just fine, absolutely fine, because the handling is fantastic on the XUV 700. It feels light on its feet, it feels very agile, and the traction that it has is fantastic. It's only let down by the very economical oriented tires, which just keep on squealing the moment you start taking corners, or even if you accelerate hard from 0 to 100, it will screech till 70. So I think which is still second or third gear. So I think that a performance oriented tire also can change the game at Mahindra, because this is a fantastic chassis, a great setup. All of that light feeling, light on its feet feeling is ends up making you feel very comfortable on the road as well. No matter how bad the road is, no matter how bad and worse the road is, it just feels consistent and very nicely made. This is the Mahindra way of doing suspension. It is very apparent in the XUV 300, 400 and in the 700. So this is a brand new way that Mahindra has chosen to do their SUVs in terms of suspension, and I think it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. In fact, this feels very, very sophisticated. At the same time, it's easy to drive, it feels light on its feet. So women drivers will really appreciate this car. I know a lot of women who drive this car and they're really happy with this one. They've quote unquote gotten rid of their Innovas and got this car because it just impressed them by a very long shot, and that was a surprise to me as well. But then again, you can't deny the quality, the features, the finish, the way the cabin comes together. The moment you start driving, you get a very distinct feel from the XUV 700, and that is what makes it a very impressive car. This variant, with the pricing, with the feature edition, definitely becomes even better choice in this segment. And the more we spend time with this car, the more we realize that it is truly something that is worth buying. You cannot go wrong with this car. There's a lot of waiting period even today, and what that makes this car is a very popular car, a car that is very hard to beat. It competes in multiple segments. It continues to be the flagship Mahindra, and when you talk about the flagship Mahindra, it takes down on the Fortuner as well by a big margin. A lot of people just tell me that why should I buy the Fortuner when I get so much in this car and so much quality and so much of everything in this car. So the XUV 700 definitely impresses. That's it. Thank you so much for watching our video. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Follow us on our website and social media, please. Until then, goodbye.